What's going on, Fast Turn Radio watchers, listeners, replay catchers, Gompers? What's up, buddy? I got to see Gompers at ASD, and I was very excited to do so. I honestly forgot that he was going because he was, I think, kind of on the fence about whether or not he was going to go. And then suddenly he just showed up at one of the get-togethers, and I walked outside, and I was like, dude, it's Gompers. So saw a lot of old friends. I made a post about this. Saw a lot of old friends, met many new friends, and met some people in person that I feel like I've known for a long time, but actually never met face to face. So it was kind of cool to be able to see all those people and to meet those people. And I will definitely talk about the people a lot because, as you guys know, even when I go to conferences, I'm kind of the guy that hangs out in the hallway. Harvey gave me a hard time at ASD because I don't like crowds. I don't like being around people. And he just kept saying, it's so weird. He's weird. He's hanging out over there. He's hanging out over, away from everyone and all that kind of stuff. And some people notice that. Guys, there's a reason I can't sit in a conference room with 100 people. It makes me very uncomfortable. So I go out in the hallway and I talk to 2 or 3 people. That's what I'm comfortable with. But I do love talking with people. It's just I need smaller crowds. I cannot do large crowds. So anyway, I am social anxiety. Yeah, there you go. So anyway, I tend to I love meeting the people. I love to network. I love to get to know people one-on-one, but the large settings just not my thing. But anyway, ASD was awesome. There was a lot of networking. There were a ton of people there. There were some that I didn't get a chance to meet that I kind of wanted to, but that's the way life goes. It was awesome financially, the business side of things, incredible opportunities. Absolutely loved the deals that came together, meeting reps, all that kind of stuff. It was an amazing few days. Not to mention I stayed in a house with 5 of the smartest FBA people I know. I made a post about that also, and I meant it. I mean, these guys are from KIB, who seems to know everything and is just like the wise KIB. That's all I know to call her. She was the mother of the group. She just took care of us, kind of gave us the rules, what was allowed, what wasn't. She kept us in check, and that was awesome. And then you had the gambler with Harvey and the crazy Asian, of course, with Goose. Matt and Todd, who are just these laid-back couple of guys that seem to make thousands of dollars each month. And when I say thousands, I mean like tens of thousands. And they're just like, yeah, it's cool. So to be able to spend a few days with those guys it was an amazing opportunity. We're all going to be together again in a couple of weeks at the Orlando Scan Power Conference. So definitely looking forward to that. And so anyway, I say all this just because that's a little bit of what I've been up to. Sorry about that. I am going to be muting myself on and off. I promise I'll be coughing a lot. The reason I missed so many shows, I think it ended up being bronchitis, just took a toll on me. So like one night I was just too tired to do the show. Another night I tried to do the show and I had no voice. I felt fine, but my voice was just gone. And then I think it was 2 weeks in a row. And then the third week, I couldn't hardly move. I was just couldn't do anything. It was awful. And then ASD. So I've missed 4 weeks in a row. And thank you so much. We got 35 people live, and that truly is amazing because I feel like I just totally let my entire audience down over the course of the last 4 weeks. So I appreciate you guys being here. I apologize in advance for all of the coughing and muting and whatever that I'll be doing, but it was, I could not do the show. It wasn't happening. So anyway, Goose, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to whenever you're ready to shout whatever information you want to share.
What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I just had sushi.
Oh,
you contagious.
Hang on. I have got the wrong speakers on here. Why is this coming through my computer and not through my headphones? That is not good at all. I wonder if I even have the right. I've been doing this with the Yeti on, which is my main microphone. Let me check my audio settings real quick. See, that's what happens when you don't do this stuff for a while. The camera is right. Audio, speakers. Let's see. Okay, there's my Yeti speakers and the Yeti microphone. All right, Goose, what you got? Talk again.
You inspired me every day.
All right, now I got you. At least I got you through my ears now, and you're not coming through the. Going to cause a bunch of echo through the computer. I don't inspire you. Whatever, man. You sleep in storage units.
I just had sushi.
Dude, I had some killer sushi today. You know that. I shot you that message. I mean, this stuff had like tempura shrimp in the middle of it. It was awesome. And spicy tuna with spicy mayo, but it wasn't like overly spicy. It was just like that right amount of seasoning. So it just like, it set it off, man. It was awesome. I got so excited I shot your message and like woke you up. So sorry about that.
Awesome. I just got the same thing, man. I was like, man, I want some spicy tuna. So after I sourced a little bit, I stopped by. I was like, I go home.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Did you have the tempura shrimp in the middle of it?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I have never had like.
I got 2 rolls by myself.
Oh my god!
By myself.
Oh, you got the lion roll?
Yep.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know if that's just what that place called it, or if that's what everybody knows it as.
It's pretty much standard, like a tempura in the middle and stuff. So.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've never had a bite of sushi or whatever you call it. You know, piece of sushi where I bit in and there was like crunchy, warm stuff in the middle. You know, it's always been just like the rice and whatever with it. But yeah, when I bit into it and there was like this hot crunchiness,
right?
It was amazing. So. Yeah, I got excited. I'm glad you had some.
Yeah, man. ASD was crazy too, huh? I'm glad you actually went there and killed some stuff too, man. It was awesome.
Yeah.
My first experience, and last year when I didn't go, Matt kept harping about, man, you're missing out. But I realized, I really, truly missing out on that one.
Yeah, the first time I went, which was 2 years ago in March, so it would have been March 2014. All right, I was just coming off my first year of selling. I heard about ASD, kind of dipping my toes into the wholesale waters, but not really, just it was this event, basically. So I went, and with the total purpose of I'm going to take all this stuff in. I'd never been to a trade show, didn't know what to expect. I was fortunate to hang out with people like Derek Smith and REA Scheinbein, Chris Green, that had been to these kind of shows. And, I walked the floor with them, but I didn't make any deals. I didn't land any accounts. I didn't try to. I was just trying to understand the whole thing. And then, yeah, when Matt and Todd went in August and they came back and they were like, dude, it was amazing. Just they couldn't stop talking about it. I was like, man, I can't wait to go this year. Now that I've kind of got a little bit of experience under my belt, I know what to expect. I know what it looks like when you have 2 buildings that are in 3 separate sections. For anyone that hasn't been there, they have a north building, central building, and a south building. And then there's 2 floors on, I don't know if the central has 2 floors, but I know the north and south building had an upper and a lower level. So, I mean, there are basically like 5 floors of sellers. And there was everything from direct import from China, which I didn't spend any time in because it's just not what I'm doing, but it's there. If you're a private labeler and you want to meet some of the import companies, they were there. They had clothing, shoes in one section. They had like just the toys and the plush and the home goods in another section, liquidation and closeout. I forget what was in the central floor. Maybe that was a clothing. I don't know. But anyway, they had it all sectioned off. So it was nice, depending on whether you wanted wholesale accounts, whether you wanted liquidation buys, the shoes and apparel kind of stuff, or the private label importers, all that was there. And I don't know what you found, Goose. I'm pretty sure you found a similar situation, but I was pleasantly surprised by how many were accepting of Amazon sellers. I was blown away by how many would do direct shipping for you. They were so familiar. Not only did they go, oh yeah, we don't mind Amazon sellers, we'll ship it, for you. I went,
all the stuff we got, they're all direct ship, man. I was so surprised too. Because I mentioned a couple of sellers, give me some tidbits before I went, and they said like, well, gotta be careful, sometimes they don't But I think the only negative seller was the one that you took a picture on and you posted in the Scanner Monkey. That was about it. I mean, nobody else was like, no barcode scanning. You know, how ridiculous that guy, man. It's just.
Yeah, I walked by that booth and I was like on my way to talk to another vendor, and it was just one of those things that I caught out of the corner of my eye.
Hilarious.
And I stopped and I went, "That's hilarious!" And I took a quick picture of it, and I was laughing literally to myself because nobody else was around. And one of the exhibitors, whose booth it was, she looked at me kind of funny, and I said, "That sign's hilarious." She's like, "Well, I'm glad you find it funny because most people don't." I was like, "Man, I dropped 10,000 over here," or not me personally. We dropped 10,000 over here. We dropped 15,000 over there. Got another $30,000 order over there. You don't want me to scan your stuff and buy it? That's cool, because there are so many people here. I'd rather know up front that you don't want me to waste my time and waste my money with you. I'll go to somebody who likes me. So I found it amusing. So while people in Scanner Monkey kind of got up in arms, a few of them did, and oh, that's just terrible. I can't, whatever, man. They were one of thousands of vendor or
remember one of that vendor, me and mom is like looking at the stuff, right? And then I whip out my Spotify, and so I start scanning. And the lady was behind me, and she was, holding the clipboard and looking what I did. And she was like, taking pictures. I wasn't taking pictures, man. I was scanning, but the camera was on, and she thought I was taking picture. And said, "No, I wasn't taking picture. I'm just scanning. I'm researching." Then I said, "You know what she said? No research." Like, okay, cool. You don't want me to research. There's no way I'm gonna buy your stuff. And that's it. I just left it there and I walked away. Man, people just, they don't understand our business model. Right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna drop a few $1,000s with you just blind.
Yeah.
It's just not gonna happen. As a retail store, even if we're there, you got to see if that inventory fits what you're kind of looking for. Who else is selling this? Who in my area is selling this? Everything is based on research. You have to know what your competition's doing, whether it's on Amazon or it's in your own backyard at a brick and mortar store. Am I going to carry this product line and find out that I have 4 other shops in the same block that carry it? Well, it's probably a saturated market, so why deal with it? Carol said, "Who is speaking with Dwayne now?" That is Agus. How do you say your last name?
Porwanto.
Porwanto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just call you Goose.
That's easy.
But yeah, that's Goose. That is the Goose. His name is actually Agus. And when I first started talking to him, I was like, "How do I pronounce your name?" He said, Goose. Gotcha. Thanks for dumbing it down. I appreciate that, because now I can handle it. And now we've even shortened it more and just call him Goose. But Carol says, hey, and Carol's been an FBA seller for about 3 years now? It's been a while. So she's been around. Carol, everyone knows Carol. Everybody loves Carol. She is the most positive person on the face of the earth. So anyway, now that you've been introduced, Julie, who is one of the people I was looking forward to meeting, and I was hoping I would bump into, but I didn't. There were about 4,000 or 5,000 people at ASD. I saw some sellers, some people I didn't know were sellers until after I met them at like the ACE meetup. I met Charles Hammer, and it was kind of neat because then I went to a booth the next day. Had no idea who Hammer was prior to this, but I met him there. And then I saw him the next day at an exhibitor booth, and I was just kind of like, I didn't make eye contact with him. He doesn't even know. I was just kind of like hanging back, just watching what he was doing. Kind of saw what I needed to, and then just snuck around the corner. So, you do some recon. You kind of spy on each other, see what's happening. But it was good times. Met so many people in person. Who did you meet? Did you meet anybody that you knew on Facebook prior to ASD, but you'd never met in person?
We met Derek in our house party, right?
That's right. Oh yeah. Didn't
finally
even get to house party yet.
Finally get to meet your beautiful cousin. A lot of people, man. Well, so Ryan, we met Ryan.
Excuse me.
Finally met Monica.
Who was Riley?
Monica Busby. She was such a laugh wire, man. It was such a pleasure meeting her. Irma for the second time after Scan Power. Yeah, a lot of new people, man. Oh, Tristan and Allison finally. We sourced together at ASD as well. That was great.
Craig Burrow was there.
Craig was there. But yeah, Craig. What the hell was Craig?
See, I don't know. Craig was one of the names that I kind of recognized from Facebook and all that. And I don't know. I don't.
There were so many meetups, man. There were so many meetups. Like Dan and Eric had their own meetups, and then I mean, I must have like four different meetups in 2 days. We made it only with Ace, and then our house party after that. So
yeah, it truly was a blur. I mean, it was the Ace meetup the first night, and then I had a meetup on Monday night, and then we had the house party after the meetup because they just stopped serving us. I mean, we kind of planned the house party anyway, but it was just weird. We went to Bahama Breeze. The food was good. The drinks I didn't really care for, but that was my fault. I ordered the wrong stuff. But Bahama Breeze, we eat and everything, and about maybe 8 o'clock they bring the checks, and that's cool. We all pay our checks, and then the servers just disappeared. You couldn't get a glass of water if you wanted it. Just they were gone. It was strange. So about 9 o'clock, we kind of moved everything to the house party, and had it, I don't know, 20, 30 people there. I don't even know how many were there, but it was cool. Got to meet Jonathan Austin. He was one of the people from my coaching group that I've known over the last year or so that actually got to meet. Brian Duhame was awesome. He had one of the coolest posts I've ever seen in Fast Turn Radio, just kind of thanking me for a conversation that we had. And so many, Leron and dude, I'm blanking. I'm like, I can see the faces and I'm just blanking on the names. But I met Leron, met Allison. Oh my God. See, I knew I would do this. It's killing me. We had lunch with him. It comes on the show and I can't, dude, now I got to go to Facebook and just look. This is terrible. Anyway, there are just so many people that you get to know and spend a few minutes with. Of course, you see, like I said, the old friends like Jason Smith, who is always awesome. If you're ever going anywhere, he is the person to talk to. Or not anywhere. If you're going to Vegas, he's the person to talk to find out where things are happening, what you want to do. He is a great host for that city. And Jason had to meet up on Tuesday night at Frankie's, which was amazing. So it was just like, every night there was something going on. Oh, Alan Underkoffler. Alan, dude.
You were so,
man,
I know you were thinking about him. I was thinking about him too, man. I swear to God.
His name Alan. I am so sorry, dude. But yeah. So as much as I've seen him on camera, I've talked to him on Facebook a ton. I finally met him in person. And Monica Busby, who you mentioned, is every bit the firecracker that you imagine that she is. Just an amazing person, full of energy. Her and Mindy, like in the middle of dinner, just like jumped up and decided to go ziplining.
That's crazy.
Out of nowhere. It was just like, all right. And she was gone. Now, Mindy had planned it, and she was just like, that sounds like fun. And, blink of an eye, she was gone. Just crazy. She is crazy fun. And she is exactly what you would picture her being. And, Irma is always awesome. I was supposed to actually do some walking the floor with Irma, and I screwed up and did not get there on time and meet up with her. And I feel horrible about that because that was a huge missed opportunity that she offered to me. And so I don't know. So
August, man. She'll be there.
So definitely going. Well, I say it definitely. I'm about 99% certain I am going back in August, which I did not expect. Usually my wife's schedule is that she goes back to work basically that first week of August. So she goes back to work and there's no one to watch the kids. So that's my job. That's part of why I do what I do. So I can stay home with the kids and it's not a big issue. But this year they have moved that up a week for her. So she will be going back to school or back to work the last week of July, and will actually be in school with the kids on August 1st. So I may actually be able to make it out there in August. So hopefully Irma will be out there. I'm pretty sure I will be out there again. Uh, let's see. Craig says, I'll most likely go again in August too, right after I buy all the crap for back to school. Yes. And yeah, you don't want to try to buy your back to school stuff at ASD. It's too late. That is not the time. But yeah, get all your back to school stuff done ahead of time, and then go to ASD and enjoy. And yeah, who said something about crabs? Who was talking about? I thought I saw that somewhere. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm imagining things because yeah, I learned a little bit about crabs, but not a whole lot. Oh no. Okay, yeah, that was just Craig saying he had to buy all the crap for BTS. See, I see the word crap, and in my mind, I think craps because all I see is Harvey, like, tossing dice and telling me I'm not supposed to say the word seven.
A huge thanks to Todd for bringing you all safe home that last night, man. That was an awesome picture.
Yeah, we were all kind of knocked out in our own little way. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. What do you expect? We'd been up for about 20 hours at that point, and a little sleepy.
It's so funny what Vegas can do to you. Like, remember we were talking about, hey, after the afternoon of sourcing, right? We're gonna go home and we're gonna do some research. That just happened the first night, and then the second night we were just all blur. And the third night was like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. I was like, man.
Yeah, I assure you, I did zero research while I was there. There was just none. I didn't even know how much money we were spending. That's where the whole $87,000 joke came in. The whole $87K. So I was like, Todd, how much did we spend today? And he's like 87. I was like, sweet. So we spent 87 at that booth, and I spent like 6 at this one. And so I was running through my head, and I was like, that's not bad. We dropped like $20,000. That's pretty good first day. And Todd's like, wait, how much did you spend here and there and whatever? And so I started running through the numbers. He's like, well, that's like 111,000 total. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, well, we spent 87,000 at the one booth, and then you spent this. I said 87,000. What are you talking about? He's like, yeah. I said, wait, when you said did you mean 8,700 or 87,000? He's like, yeah, we spent 87,000. I was like, there's no way. Now my heart rate just like shot up, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. We just agreed to spend, even between the 6 of us, if we split this deal up, that's $15,000 a person. I didn't really budget for that. Not that I don't have it, but that is not what I expected. So I figured he's messing with me. I'm like, Matt, is he serious? He's like, yeah. Todd, show him the invoice. So we get out of the taxi. Todd grabs the invoice, or Matt grabs the invoice out of his pocket from that booth, and he shows it to me, and I read through the thing, and at the bottom it says $87,371. And I about died. I went, are you serious? I mean, this was right as we were walking into the Excalibur to go have freaking dinner with Sam and everybody. So I'm having heart palpitations. I mean, I'm thinking, I know how much we spend at all these other places, and I'm in for a 1/6 of this, which is cool on one hand, but on the other hand, I am not expecting to drop like 20,000 my part of the first day. It just was not what I saw in my mind.
You signed up for it.
Yeah. So now everybody's starting to ride me, right? They're like, what, you can't handle it? I'm like, well, it's a lot to take in. This is not what I expected. This is not how I roll. I am very organized, planned. I see the products. I know what my budget is. I have a certain way of doing things, and that is not it. Dropping 110, 11,000, whatever the first day was not my intention. And so yeah, they guys, just so you know, they rode me all through dinner. Told everybody at the Excalibur, Sam's Ace Mastermind get together, how I was freaking out. The more they talked about it, the more freaked out I got. It was like this building thing. And, Leron, what's up, man? Leron just joined the room. Leron was sitting there right next to me. He's like, I want in. He's like, forget this guy. If he's having a heart attack about it, just give me his portion. I was like, well, wait a minute. Now, I'm not giving away my product. I just need to kind of take it all in. I need a minute to get all this. So anyway, dinner's going on. I got all this in the back of my mind. It seemed like everybody that walked up to the table, they brought up the 87,000 again, which got me going all, crazy again. And then Harvey walks up. and they said something to Harvey about 87,000. And he looks at everybody and he goes, "You guys still haven't told him?" I was like, "Told me what?" I'm like, dude, we don't have a clue how much it was. But no, it wasn't 87,000. That was just something they made up to give you a hard time and to pull your leg. I was like, you guys have been riding this joke for like the last 2 hours, and you thought that was funny? Like, at no point could you say enough's enough. And it took Harvey. So, yeah, from that point on, I was like, forget you guys. I want nothing to do with any of you. Harvey's my friend. He's the one that told me the truth. He's the one that put my mind at ease that apparently I'm not on the hook for all this money. And so I hung out with him for the rest of the night. I didn't talk to Matt again. Then I find out that, in the car, when Todd said the 87, apparently Matt he's like, I just wrote down a number on the piece of paper. So he did take out the right slip, and he did write the 87,371 on there. But he just totally made it up. And it was a well-played joke. One, it went on too long, and two, it was against the wrong person because I don't take jokes well. But at the end of the day, I got
bourbon. Bourbon cures everything, man. Remember that, all right?
Bourbon does help. That's true. So if you go to Vegas with the young guns, don't believe anything they say. Oh, and then KIB gets in on it the next day, right? Because I'm telling you, I was pretty upset about this whole thing. You got to understand how well I don't do with stuff like that. So the next morning, this limo shows up, right? Like, we got a limo service.
Oh,
a couple of days, it's an SUV, but this one, like the next morning, it's a full-size stretch limo. First time I've ever been in a limo. I have no idea why they sent a limo. There was water and Bud Light, I think, in the little cooler. It was a little too early to start drinking, but it was, this full stretch limo. And I was like thinking, this is kind of neat. I've never been in a limo before. It was cool. And KIB leans over to me. Matt's at the other end of the car. KIB and I are sitting next to each other. She leans in. She goes, Matt felt really bad about the joke we played on you, and actually called the limo service and asked if they could send a special car, just for today. And, just to kind of give you a nice gift and say he's sorry. I was like, no. She's like, yeah, he really did. He was on the phone first thing this morning when he called to make the appointment, and he asked for a special limo to pick you up. I was like, really? That's kind of nice. All right. So, I thought that's a stand-up thing to do. And KIB, as we're driving, she goes, Matt, just to let you know, I told Dwayne how you got him the special car. And, he thinks it's nice. And as I sat there, I went, wait a minute. I said, are you lying to me? She goes, of course I am. He didn't call anybody. I was like, I hate you people. Forget it. I hate you. I can't stand any of you. First you give me a hard time all night, and then the next morning you tell me how he feels bad about it and he wants to make it up. And now KIB is just in on it. And she's like, I've told you many times how immature I am. It was awful. And it was hilarious all at the same time. So just seriously, if you go to Vegas with the young guns and they tell you anything, do not believe them. I don't care what it is. If it comes out of Goose's mouth, Goose actually didn't do anything wrong, but I'm just going to lump him in with everybody else because he kind of went along with it. He knew what was going on and didn't bother saying anything. If Matt says anything, I guarantee he's lying. Todd habitually lies just for something to do. And apparently KIB has the same thing that Todd does, where she just sees an opportunity to tell you something and she'll tell you just to see if you can, if you'll believe it. So gullible me just got trashed like for a whole day, but I'm over it now. It's
good.
Man, so why didn't you tell me, Goose? Why couldn't you say anything?
Why? I was swore the oath, man. I couldn't say nothing.
It's terrible. Yeah.
My hands are tight.
Yeah. So that's Anyway, so that's my little story. That was probably the worst thing that happened, which is awesome because it's not bad at all. But it was at the time I was not laughing. I'll tell you that. Scott Margolius. That reminds me, because afterwards it was after I shunned you guys. at Excalibur, and I said, "There's no way I'm not going anywhere with you people." Yeah, I went with Harvey and Scott. We played craps, hung out all night. Scott was awesome, hilarious guy. Just had a blast with him, smart guy. So, just so many people that you kind of bump into that through Facebook, and as this little profile picture. And lo and behold, they are real people in real life, and it's awesome. So, dude, do we even know how much we spent at ASD? Have we figured it out yet? Have we figured out how much we actually spent
per person?
Yeah, just roughly. I don't know if it's
like close to 35.
Okay. Yeah, it was a lot. It was, and I'm still getting stuff in. That's the other thing. If you go to ASD, take business cards with you, and they don't have to be extravagant. Name, telephone number, email address, and people probably really don't even care about your phone number. But just they need your name and your email address. Matt made a great point about making sure the backside is white so that they can write notes, because I saw a few people doing that. They make notes about who you are. So here we are, a week since we came back. There's already been a full semi truck load, like a true 53-foot semi truck load, dropped off at Todd's warehouse, which was cool because I don't have to deal with that. We have some of the orders that are being prepped to be direct shipped, and I'm telling you guys, I'm going to do a coaching call with my coaching group and talk more about this. But they're getting our orders ready to direct ship, which is awesome, which means we went to ASD, we met these people, told them what we wanted. They go back, they're in their warehouses, they're getting our pallets together, and all we got to do is pay for the shipping, and it goes to goes to Amazon. Now, if you choose to label, that's up to you. Personally, I have no problem with commingling anything that can be commingled. So I'm more than happy to just have my stuff that can be commingled sent to Amazon, no labels, no nothing. I don't ever see it. I don't ever touch it. All I do is pay for it, and it starts selling. There are several examples of that I've done leading up to ASD, and I'm excited about how many opportunities we have for that coming in the next couple of weeks, I would guess. Most of those orders should start flowing in. So, that essentially is hands-off, free money. As long as you have the capital to pay for it up front, it's just free money. I mean, I shipped a pallet. This was California. If I had to receive that in Georgia, it would have cost me, I don't know, I've paid, $300-400 for a pallet to come to me from California. So it could have been upwards of $300. California to California, direct to Amazon, cost $57 for a pallet. That is now making me, I don't know, not a ton of money, $100 a day though, maybe. I can deal with that. I'm okay with paying $57 to have this sucker delivered. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to deal with it. It's all commingled. There was one pallet that had to be labeled, so I paid Amazon 20 cents a label for 500 and something units. So it cost me about $100. I wasn't happy about it, but that's the way it goes. And that stuff it goes into your inventory and it starts selling, and that money comes back to you a little bit, each day. It's not like I'm selling 1,000 units a day, but you sell 10, 20 units, 5 units, whatever. If you don't have any work, any time invested, there's really no downside. I mean, you can take much smaller margins than you would typically because you don't really have anything invested in it other than your capital. And if you have the capital to put up front, why not let it go? And so you spend $5 and it makes $3, or you spend $2 and it makes $4. That's one I really like. Actually, it wasn't $2. It was $2.80 a unit. And every time one sells, I make $4 profit. That's after I get my $2.80 back. It's like a payout of $6.80. Yeah, that's awesome. I love it. I can live with that. No warehouse to deal with, no employees to pay, no nothing. And I'm telling you guys, ASD was full of people that understood our business, understood what it takes to get that done, and they're more than happy to do it. So, Rob Anderson is saying that's awesome. Carol, awesome. Yeah, Rob, make your money work for you. Smart business, my friend. Thank you, sir. Rob, I hope you weren't out there and I didn't meet you, because if you were out there and I didn't meet you, that's a tragedy. Hopefully we can get together and meet one of these days. But yeah, you know, that one of the secrets, quote unquote, secrets to growth in this business is removing yourself, right? You hear it all the time. And to me, there's no better way to remove yourself than to let somebody else do all the work, and not someone that you hire, right? I'm not paying employees. The company's already paying the employees. All they're doing is slapping labels on my stuff. My only cost is for the product and Amazon partnered carrier prices for shipping. That's an amazing savings. If you have ever shipped anything yourself, or, you know, like I live in a residential area, I can't ship LTL. They're just, the fees are going to be astronomical if I can even get a truck in here to pick the stuff up. But suddenly I can ship LTL from a company who, again, is already paying the employees, the sales rep. They're already paying the warehouse workers. They're familiar with how to wrap up pallets. I don't know how to wrap a pallet. You know, I don't know anything about it. All I know is I got to send them labels for very cheap. They slap it on there. My stuff winds up in Amazon a couple of days later. I had, and the one that I had to label, just to give you guys an idea of how quickly this stuff can work, I placed the order on, I think, a Thursday, and said, okay, here's what I want. And the long wait time was in the BOL, the bill of landing, that took about, it took till Monday for Amazon to schedule the pickup. So I buy the stuff on Thursday. Amazon partnered carrier comes in on Monday, picks it up, gets to Amazon's warehouse on Tuesday. It's labeled and live by Wednesday. All right. So Amazon picked it up, or their partner carrier picks it up on Monday. It's live in my inventory after Amazon labeled it on Wednesday, and it starts selling. That's incredible. Had I ordered that stuff to be shipped to me, it wouldn't even have arrived by the time it started selling. And there was no extra fees. There was no boxing stuff up. I didn't have to pay to send all that crap through UPS, which would have been much more expensive than the $100 or whatever that I spent to ship it LTL. So
remember one of the booths that we bought? Remember one of the booth that we bought a lot? She said something about, okay, we'll send it to FBA for you. It's going to be $2 per sticker. And I swear to God, I looked at her like she was kind of joking, and she was being serious. I was like, seriously? And when I paid, I talked to, I think the boss, he was there. And I mentioned something about, look, man, we bought a lot of stuff. Like, really, slapping a sticker on a pallet, that's going to cost us $2. And the guy was like, okay, we'll waive it this time. I was like, what do you mean waive it this time? It's a business common sense, you know. We buy a lot, you know, just help us out. We arrange all of the freight. We create the shipment for you guys. You just have to stick up the label, and, you know, and they were like, okay, we'll take care of it for now. So
yeah, it's crazy. They're going to have to put a label on it anyway. If we buy it, there's got to be some kind of label that's going on that shipment, right? Whether it's coming to me or going to Amazon or you or anybody else. So why not? I'll just email you the label. You slap it on there for me. That's ridiculous. Let's see. We got a couple comments. Looks like John Chartier has joined us, and Mindy. So what's up? Saw Mindy at ASD. Already talked about that a little bit. And Brandon, what's up, man? And Gomper says, hello, gang. I am finally sober. Yeah, man. I'm sober, but, man, I don't think I've caught up on my sleep. I slept about 12 hours the other day. That
was crazy.
Oh, my God. I don't think I'm caught up on my sleep. So, yeah, you don't get a lot of sleep if you're going to Vegas. Just hang it up. You can sleep when you get back. John says he's parking in my driveway for Easter. Please don't. Yeah. Come on, 7.
Come on, 7.
There you go. See, if 7 hits every single time, I promise a 7 is going to be rolled. Why not bet on that 7? I never quite got it, but whatever. You know, once you start betting on 7, suddenly you start making money. And while other people may not appreciate your safe bet, while they're betting against the 7, of course, whatever. Yeah, and then they kick you out. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Kara? That is my cousin who was mentioned earlier, who was there. Yeah. Yeah, we got kicked off the craps table. Still not sure exactly
That's crazy.
what happened there. Not happy about that. I walked over once. I said it's something inappropriate. They kind of warned me, so I walked away. That I understood. Probably shouldn't have said it, though. Hey, guys, it's 2:00 in the morning in a casino in Las Vegas. There aren't any kids around. I thought adult language was acceptable. Apparently not. So I just walked away. I didn't want to, intensify a stressful situation, I guess. But then when I went back the second time, I swear I didn't do anything. Next thing I know, we're getting kicked off the table. So, yeah, Gomper says that was a super classy joint we were in. Yeah, when you go to the place with the $5 craps tables, apparently you're not in the high class establishment. So.
Yeah, that's Harvey's fault. He dragged us into that place, man.
I actually used the bathroom in the high rollers area because it was like the one place that I could find my way to and back from. Because I went to the bathroom on my own the first time and I wandered around the casino. Dude, I had to find a security guard to help me back to where you guys were because I had no idea. I was totally lost. But, so I found this one place. So I'm walking through the high rollers area. I'm like, what's up? High rollers, what's table minimum? They said $100 a hand. I thought, that doesn't seem like high roller. That's
going to add up to $87,000 real quick, man.
I guess maybe. I don't know. I expected a high roller to be, I don't know, $500,000 a hand. But $100 a hand, I was like, well, I could actually play that. That's not that it would be smart, not that I would walk away with any money, but
good.
I could afford $100. That's right. I could lose that.
You'll get there soon, man.
Yeah, the fast turn room. Yeah, that's how you go broke. How to lose $1,000 fast. I did play blackjack one night, and I lost $100 in about 15 minutes. I was not happy. It was like every deal was a 4 or 5. I was like, come on, this is harsh. So, at least after the craps, we went to another casino. I don't even know which one it was, but yeah, we played some blackjack there, and I did better. I won $10. I played on 40 because I only had $40 cash in my pocket, and I won a whole $10 that night. So I only lost $90 in Vegas, and had a whole lot of fun. All right, we got 15 minutes left. I do want to talk about a couple of apps or extensions that one of them a lot better than I do, and both of us signed up for the other one pretty much the minute it came out. The first one is, and you guys probably know about it, is Jungle Scout, which, what I think his name's Greg Mercer. I don't know. I should probably talk to the guy. Awesome extension. If you're a Standard Monkey member, you can get it for $127, I think, for the Jungle Scout Pro, and to me, I wasn't a believer in it, and it's not 100% accurate, but it's pretty accurate, and for what it does, it's a very powerful little program. There are some videos out there. If you guys are interested, I can point you in the right direction. But anyway, Jungle Scout Pro is awesome. So I bought that about 3 weeks ago, I think, and I've loved it. I'm just wearing that thing out. I like to see the sell-through rates. I like to see the net payouts all on one page, comparison of ranks. If you're in the wholesale formula, Dan did an excellent little quick, like 2-minute tutorial, but it shows you some of the powerful stuff that it's capable of doing. So excellent extension. And the other one is called How Many. Very simple. It is it's a very simple program that tells you how many items a seller has in stock. So if you go to the page where it shows all the sellers, right? Not the buy box page, but if you click on new and used from, and you see all the listed sellers, you just click on the extension and it shows you 3, 7, 144, 999 plus. Mark Crawford has figured out how to almost instantly reverse engineer the whole add to cart thing. So that's essentially what it does. It instead of you adding to cart, putting 999, update, see how many the seller has, you just hit the extension and it goes through the whole list and it goes through it immediately. So Mark has done an outstanding job with that. If I'll put the links in the in Fast Turn Radio for you guys, anybody that's interested. Okay. FBA, somebody said FBA Toolkit does the same thing for free. First of all, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. The data is horrible. The website is outdated, and it does not give you all the information. Like FBA Toolkit will give you an estimate of this rank sells this many. Jungle Scout does a whole lot more than that. Jungle Scout is a program that will pull the single items. It will pull, it'll pull the single item that you looked for, but then it'll also basically pull comps. So you can see some of the other things that are similar to it. You can see the ranks and the sell-through rates. Tells you whether Amazon is on it. Tells you if it's an FBA seller that's in the buy box. If it's merchant fulfilled. Again, it tells you the net payout if you have the pro version. It's all searchable and sortable. It is a very powerful program. All right, Tristan said, Tristan, is that Tristan Kohlberg, hopefully?
Yep.
Who I had the pleasure of meeting as well.
Me too.
Yeah, so just for insight, ASIN and Inspector does exactly the same thing as Jungle Scout, plus we'll also pull all sellers and the number they have on hand all in one extension, so that's cool. There are plenty of other programs out there. I'm just telling you which ones I use that I've seen that I like, but I have heard good things about ASIN and Inspector as well. So Greg Ziering says, I know Jungle Scout works well for private label, but I'm not sure how that would benefit those who just do wholesale. All right, I'll tell you an example the other day of how it helped me with wholesale. Basically, all I did was pull the data, looked at the item I was interested in, saw the sell-through rate. One, it'll let you know how many you want to order or give you an idea of how many you want to order, right? So if you see the sell-through rate, and guys, you got to use a little bit of your own knowledge, but I looked at a product today. I'll give you an exact instance where it was ranked 6,000 in sports and outdoor. It shows the sell-through rate of that as, I think it was like 91 units per month. Is that right? I should probably go look this thing up. Anyway, it told me the number of units, but this is also a seasonal product. So while we're just coming into early March, if you want to call it mid-March, this product is 6,000 in sports and outdoors now, but it's going to be somewhere around a top 1,000, maybe even top 500 by the time it hits the peak of the season. So I know if that thing, it wasn't 90, was it? I have to go look it up. Crud. But anyway, I know if it's saying it's going to sell, hang on. I got to go look it up. This is driving me nuts now. So let me go, because I'm giving you bad data, because it wasn't 91. That was something else I was looking at. Sorry for the silence, but all right, here we go. Here is the exact product. Let me share screen. Just kidding. Right. So the current rank is 6,000 in sports and outdoors. I bring up my Jungle Scout, and the wholesaler I was talking to, not the manufacturer, but the wholesaler I was talking to said, basically, I've got hundreds of these things coming in. How many do you want? All right, right now it's showing estimated sales of 189 for 30 days, right? So it's selling what's that going to be? 10, 7, somewhere around 6. Yeah, about 6 a day. All right, so right now it's selling 6 a day. How many do I want? Well, if it's only selling 6 a day and there's other sellers, maybe I'm going to sell 2 a day over the next 30 days. That's 60 of them. I don't really want that many, right? Except it's a very seasonal product. So it's going to increase. And I go and I look at Camel, or you can look at Keepa. I like Camel for my sales rank history. So I go and I look at what sales rank history is. I see where it hit last year in the peak. And I know if it's at 6,000 now and I'm going to sell 2 units a day, which is 60 units, over the next 4 months, the sales rank is going to increase. I assume my competition may come in, it may increase as well, but I can't really judge that. I'm just going to go on what I know. What I know is it's going to get higher in sales. The velocity is going to be more. I know I've got about 4 months to sell through. And if I'm selling 60 now, I should be able to sell 120 later. And I'm guessing I'm going to be somewhere around 300 units over the next 4 months. I should be able to sell through easily. That's kind of how I use Jungle Scout to do all that. And then I will take it one step further. I look at how many sellers are on this product, whether it's 10 or 20. And then I pull up my how many, right? So I go into how many and I go, oh, well, yeah, there's 10 people on here, but this guy's got 2, this guy's got 3, this guy's got 147. And I can start to make estimates on sell-through rate, the amount of competition I have. And now I can make at least an educated guess at how many units I want from my wholesaler. So that's how I kind of use all this stuff in conjunction. That is exactly the process I walked through today. Jungle Scout and how many, which I did not have either one of, 3 weeks ago, helped me make that decision. And I liked it. It would, and I've been able to raise my prices. The how many app, when I hit it and I went, oh, this dude's got 32, this guy's got 27, this guy's got 6, and then it's just me all by myself. I can raise my price and sit here for the next couple of days and just wait you guys out. I got no problem doing that whatsoever. So that's something that I probably wouldn't have done had I not had that extension. I would not have brought up every single person's cart. I wouldn't have added to cart and then go back. I mean, if there's more than a couple of people, I am not going to add all those guys to cart and see how many they have. I'm just going to go, forget it. I'm matching the buy box and moving my units. But by easily being able to click that how many and seeing what my competition looks like, shoot, I'll wait you out. I'm okay with that. So I'm going to sell maybe a week later than I planned to, but I'm also going to sell it $2, $3, $5 more per unit than I had planned to. Now, is that, and this is, and then Greg said, and then 10 other sellers jump on. Yeah, I can't do anything about that, but that has happened. I've seen it go both ways. I've waited a week and seen more sellers come in. I've waited a week and been the only seller. So, yeah, Harvey, I gave away everything that we bought at ASD. Harvey said, I heard you naming products. Absolutely. I went through the whole list. I actually had some of the UPCs, so I gave those to people, gave them all the suppliers. I wanted to make sure that everybody has the most information possible when they come to Fast Turn Radio. I want everyone to walk away with the ability to buy exactly what we bought so that they get value from their hour that they spend here. So, yeah. No, man. I kept the filter on. It's okay. No chaperone. No bourbon either. See, that helps. That's a big key right there. Just for those of you that don't know, I talk a little more when I have a couple of drinks. But it was good times, good times. Anyway, that's how I use Jungle Scout and how many kind of in conjunction with each other. And I make those wholesale buying decisions.